Hey, what's up guys? Vegas Jimmy here, off the beaten path, heading north out of Las Vegas, almost towards Mount Charleston, but not quite there yet. We have got something special for you guys today. We are visiting with Angela and Mike Klingenmeyer at the Enchanted Klinki Tiki Room here in Las Vegas. We're gonna visit with them, talk about how they built their home bar and how it's expanding and taking over the rest of their house. So let's go inside, have a couple drinks with them, and just talk about Tiki. All right, guys. Well, here I am sitting with Angela and Mike in the Enchanted Klinki Room.
Yes.
Got it.
Got it. Got it. Nailed it. All right. And we're up here in northern part of Las Vegas, which I believe we are still in Las Vegas, correct?
We are still in Las Vegas. Yeah, you're just in a larger suburb. It's kind of old school, man. You don't see like this anymore in Vegas.
So we're probably about how far from Mount Charleston?
No,
About 45 minutes.
45?
more like 20.
I was gonna say it takes me 35 minutes, and I live south of here.
Yeah,
So.
it's like 20 minutes from here.
Okay. Well, Mike drives a lot slower than I do, I guess. If you're riding the Harley around.
Well, it's
you
hard
go
to
like
drive
that.
and not spill your drink, so you got to take things a little bit slower.
Yeah, it's true. I like it. I appreciate it. All right, so let's start. I'm pretty sure I get a good vibe of how the name of the Tiki Bar came about, but why don't you guys give me the story behind it?
I've always liked the Enchanted Tiki Room, and our last name is Klingenmeyer, and Michael's nickname's always been Klink since he was a little kid, so it's the Enchanted Klinki Room.
Which is a takeoff also of Walt Disney's The Enchanted Tiki Room, which, by the way, we also happen to be massive Disney fans, so it just made sense.
And you guys are clearly huge Disney fans. How many times a year do you guys go to Disneyland?
Well, Angela goes to Disneyland a lot more than I do. I like the wide open, sprawling spaces of Walt Disney World. I'd be there all the time if I could. I grew up in Laguna Beach, California, so I've spent a lot of time at Disneyland. But on average, I'll bet you we're there at the park no less than 7 to 14 days a year.
Is that right?
Angela's like, it's about right.
That was a long explanation, but yeah.
We'll go with it. So, all right. So, history of the bar. When did you first say, like, you know what? I think I want a tiki bar here in the house. When did you guys first kind of realize, like, I think I'm going to do this?
It all started in 2017, actually. It was my birthday, and Michael found out that someone in my car club, Billy Crud, was a tiki carver. So knowing that I love the Tiki Room, he had him carve me the surfboard tiki guy who actually holds up the sign in Disney World for my birthday. And we couldn't find a spot for it. We kept hanging it on the wall, it kept falling off the walls. It just didn't have a happy spot. So we kind of just looked at each other one day. I said, let's just build a Tiki Room.
It even goes deeper than that. I mean, yeah, we bought and had the sign made, but the house had a wall in it that I hated. It just, it compartmentalized the house. And I'm like, that wall's got to come down. And when you gave me the okay to do the wall down, we said, let's just go full
Regalia.
Tiki. Yeah.
Tiki regalia.
I mean, straight up, man. We didn't waste a minute. And we just did the whole room. And now that there's no borders, it just kind of just oozes into the other part of the house as well.
It started as a small part of the house, and then it got into another room, and then another room, then the backyard, and then the front yard, and it just got a little out of control.
How far do you guys, do you think that like okay, we're going to continue this on into other areas and stuff? Or?
Well, we're still working on the backyard. So right now the backyard is becoming a sunken pirate ship, which we're about probably halfway through.
Yeah.
Because we're going to go all the way around the yard, and we're working on the walls right now. The inside of the house it's never really done, to be honest. We keep adding, and we're going to take this bar and we're going to move it forward so we can get behind it and actually make drinks behind this bar.
Yeah, we've got a corner area, an old wet bar back in that room that needs to be reconstructed. I'd like to do a fish tank and really light it up and, you know, throw some more sea life into it. It's going to be quite cool, man.
Well, and like I've told everybody, you know, almost everybody that we're talking to different tiki bars and stuff like that, you're never done.
Never.
No.
Anybody that says that they're done with their tiki bar.
No. You're always adding a little something here, a little something there.
Yeah.
Even if it's a pillow, we just got a new pillow, you know?
It can take over your life, as I'm sure you know. And we've tried to now restructure what we do. We want to go somewhere and bring something back with us.
Right.
We're not going to be ordering it online and having it shipped to Vegas. We've found an amazing place in Texas. I'm not going to say where, so I don't want everybody going there. And, and I can't wait to go back and bring stuff with us home.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me is also part of it. My parents hated flying, so as a kid, we drove everywhere. And I've been to, it was like Clark Griswold vacation, right? I saw the world's largest ball of mud, and I saw the world's largest ball of twine, and all this crap. But everywhere we went, we stopped and got something, and I'll always, it's tangible, and I hold it in my hand. I go, God, I was 6 years old when I, picked cotton in Texas, and I was, 7 years old, and I sat in the dinosaur footprint. Well, now I'm 52 years old, and I'm traveling the world, and I'm bringing things back with me that just remind me of all the cool stuff I've done, and that's what tiki is to me. It just looks cool, and I go to some amazing spots to bring it home.
Yeah, and I can appreciate that. It's like that's that part of that kitsch that I think goes back to what some of the original tiki was and stuff. And again, like for me growing up in Southern, same thing. You're in Laguna Beach. I'm an El Monte kid, so for me, Bahuka, was a big part of it, and all of that Southern California tiki culture. I mean, I had friends that lived in apartment buildings that there was tikis out in the front, and stuff like that. And it was just part of living in SoCal and stuff like that. But, you bring up a good point as far as like going into, taking trips with family and seeing the world's largest ball of mud or the biggest ball of string or, all those oddities and kind of things like that. But I think that's where our age group, falls into where that, there's that attraction to tiki kind of, brings you in. But so I guess with that, what's your earliest memory of something that's tiki?
It's easy for me. I mean, growing up in Laguna Beach, we had a restaurant and a bar called the Royal Hawaiian that I didn't even realize what it was and what we had until I left, and then it was gone. And now it's back. But as a kid, families went to have dinner there, and locals hung out there to have drinks. And so, now there's this whole revival, if you want to call it that, but it's always been there. But for me, it was the Royal Hawaiian, and now it's back in Laguna, and I'm super stoked. I got to take you there and the kids, and it's back to its original form. But yeah, I was 8 years old and having dinner at the Royal Hawaiian and just checking everything out, and going, man, this is so cool. I just want a surfboard and a panel wagon, and that's it, right?
I love it. Angela, what about you? What was your first experience with tiki?
For me, like the earliest thing I remember is my grandparents went on vacation in Hawaii, and they have pictures with themselves with two giant tikis that still stand there as far as I know. And it's like an old black and white. I actually have it. It's in my other room in a photo album. I'll have to show it to you later.
Yeah.
But that's probably it. Like Vegas wise, like we had Trader Vic's and Planet Hollywood, I think, for a little bit. And there was like,
That's true, because you grew up here in Vegas,
yeah,
right?
I was born and raised here.
So let's see, what were the tiki ones that were open while you were even younger? Was Don's or what was
Aku Aku?
Aku Aku?
I don't know if that was open. I was really small if it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really small.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
really small.
Yeah, really small.
Like a baby, right?
Like a baby, probably,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Okay,
Probably at least
yes.
a baby, I'm sure. Yeah. And then Frankie's. We've been going to Frankie's for like probably 15 years. We used to go with our bike club a lot and just hang out and do that.
Yeah.
And it was fun. But honestly, my earliest was probably my grandparents.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's the thing too, is like, growing up around this, we didn't call it tiki back
No,
then. It was just
called
kind of like
Hawaiian
or Polynesian.
Yeah, like I have my grandma
Sure.
kissing Don Ho in that picture right there. So I mean, like little things like that.
I think Grandma got some tongue action going in that picture or something like that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, Don knows. I mean, that's a pretty.
I mean, your grandfather's never going to see this, but the first time I kissed her, I got tongue too.
Oh, whoa! Hold on now. This is taking a twist here. Now. Hold on now.
I never tell him that to his face.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
now that you,
yeah, sure.
Oh my gosh! All right, let's talk about the bar itself.
Okay.
A good bar is a good mix of drinks and stuff. So, favorite tiki drink?
Well, I have two. I love the 3-rum scum from Frankie's. That's why I made it.
Yep.
And I've always been a huge fan of the zombie. I just love zombies. I like that they're a little bit not so sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
I get a little worn out on the sweetness, so I like the ones that are a little more bitter, like 3 Dots and a Dash, zombie, stuff like that.
yeah, and the same thing. When I go to Frankie's, I'm drinking my favorite drink. I'm drinking the 3-rum scum, and that's what I'm having right now. But what I've really been liking a lot is getting to know some different bartenders, and I really like the ones now that are incorporating gin and doing some different things. And so, you know, I love getting to know a bartender, them getting to know me. And hey, I like spicy, I like gin. Hook me up, and I trust them, and let's just go, and it works, man. And since we're gonna throw names out, then you know I love going to Trader Sam's in Florida, and
Alyssa.
we've got
Skipper
to meet
Alyssa.
Skipper Alyssa and Skipper Murph, and they know I can go in there. I tell them what I like, and next thing you know, they're going up to the kitchen and they're bringing back jalapenos, and they're doing all kinds of cool stuff for me. And, you know, I mean, dealer's choice, they know what they're doing, and they just keep it coming, and I love it, man.
That's how he orders there. He goes, dealer's choice, whatever you want to make me.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times, like, to me, bartenders are almost like tattoo artists in that sense, to where, like, you kind of like, well, I want you to do your art. And I think it's kind of like, for an artist, you know, it's like they're gonna give you their best work when they're allowed to present in the way that, you know, that represents them. So like a bartender the same way, it's like, man, show me what your version of this would be, you know.
100%, that's it. They know what they're doing. It's what they're trained to do. Well, you know, I'm a sales guy. I talk to people. You mix drinks. This is what I like. I'm sure you've come up with something. Throw it in a cup, shake it up, give it to me, and I'm going to let you know. And if it's great, I'll have another and another, another.
Until he gets kicked out of Trader Sam's. Oh.
Or maybe not. You never know.
Speaking of, he actually did get kicked out of Trader Sam's. I'm celebrating my last drink at Trader Sam's.
One time. I'm allowed to go back. That was one trip.
It actually says 2.0 because it was your second time.
Well, okay, so 2 times.
2 times.
2 times.
2 times. On that, traveling around, as much traveling as you've done, what's your favorite tiki bar that you visited outside of Las Vegas?
You want me to go first?
No, I'm going to go.
You go first.
Oh, I don't know.
I can go first.
I love Hell or High Water in Denver.
Yep.
That's a great bar.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
It's really fun. It's really small, so it's just the good energy.
Yep.
Like the small little tight squeeze bar, you know.
Yeah.
It's a speakeasy kind of. So it's on the top of another bar. You have to like go up the stairs to get back there.
Okay.
I like. I don't know what else.
Second for me has got to be Undertow
Undertow's
in
cool.
the Phoenix area.
Yes, Undertow's great.
I mean, you walk in and that's why I wanted to do the ship. You know, when you walk in and you hear the wood creaking and the water splashing and the lights, and I'm like, man, this is cool, and I love everything about it, and I love Undertow. They did a great job.
Yeah.
There's so many good ones.
There are,
Yeah.
and I mean, and that's why sometimes it's kind of. But you know what's funny is the 2 that you've picked, Undertow and the other one that you mentioned in Denver. To me, is almost like Tiki, where it's like, you know, you're waiting in line to get inside there, and then once you're in there, and it's so tiny, but there's something so homey about it that it feels like you're in a home bar.
Yep.
That you're in a home Tiki bar. You know?
I wouldn't know, Jimmy. I've never been to Tiki. Because Michael doesn't want to go to LA.
I don't like LA traffic on the weekend. Sorry, people. Anybody else? Raise a hand. I'm telling you, man. It's
Tell
not
him it's
good.
worth the traffic,
All
Jimmy.
right. We're doing a weekend trip, Angela. I'm gonna steal you for the weekend.
Okay.
Lola, we're taking Angela with us.
We're gonna miss you.
We're gonna go. We're doing Tonga Hut. We're going to Tiki.
I've not been to Tonga Hut yet.
Oh,
I know.
Have you been to Damon's? Have you had a steak at Damon's?
No.
What?
So
Okay.
apparently I need to do that whole
Okay.
area.
Oh, but you have been to Trader Vic's in London, so you know what? I don't want to hear it.
I can't believe I didn't say that
I
it's my
know that.
favorite, because that's by far my favorite.
Is
But
it?
it's gone now. Oh, Trader Vic's in London was.
Now, is it officially gone yet? Because I know it was in process where they were losing the lease.
I
but
think they closed it.
I don't
is
know.
it closed?
But you want to talk about a huge bar, great food,
Oh my gosh.
amazing decorations,
Everything was-
fantastic drinks.
Everything was imported in from Polynesia in like 1964, so
Yeah.
it was all like,
Yeah.
it was. I have so many pictures. It was so amazing. It was beautiful.
And it's one of those spots where you're like,
And
you
the
go
food,
to
the
walk
drinks.
into it, and you're like, it can't possibly be here.
no.
And it is.
It was
And
in like a Hilton. We didn't even realize. We kept
Yeah.
walking back and forth looking for it. Didn't realize it was in the
It
Hilton.
was in the Hilton.
Yeah.
but it was amazing.
And the
Loved
service
it.
was amazing.
Yeah.
The food, the drinks. They brought like a surprise drink that was like a ice volcano.
Oh
like,
yeah,
all
sorry
this-
that you got to go there and you didn't go to
Oh,
you know,
stop.
or
I'll go
Dirty
to-
Dick,
I'll go to Tiki
whatever.
Bar.
I'll just travel you around the world. You complain about the places you didn't get to go to 4 hours away. That's fine.
Because they were closing, I kept asking him if there was anything I could buy. And he said, we don't have any merchandise. They didn't have mugs. They didn't have shirts, like nothing.
Nope.
So he walks by and he goes, open your purse, open your purse. And so he throws some stuff in my purse. He comes by again, open your purse, open your purse. He threw some more stuff in. So he was throwing, what did he throw in there? He threw in this. So a Trader Vic's ashtray. And salt and pepper shakers. These are from Trader Vic's London. So he was really cool. He hooked me up
That's-
because he knew how bad I wanted.
That's a thing I think when you go and visit the place.
Yeah.
Now you've got the story, and now that's you can relate about like, and it. I mean, I get it. There, with the mugs and everything else, that people will, it's to me it's gotten a little crazy.
It's
I'm
gotten a lot
sorry. To me it's crazy
yeah.
the amount that, and you know what, if that's your thing and that's what you're into, then go ahead and do it, and by all means, purchase it. But to me, there's a little bit something more special about going to the place,
Yeah.
buying it, or the waiter sneaking something for you,
Yeah, it's
or
the
something
best.
like that. Like that's the story. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and we talked about bartenders earlier, but when we went to Dirty Dick in Paris,
Yeah.
that bartender, he put on a show from the moment we walked in the door. He took booze, I don't even know what it was, poured it on his hand, dragged it across the bar, lit the bar on fire, did all these things, and it
And
was
they
just,
goes, make sure you're out of this neighborhood by 2 a.m.
Yep, so if they tell you to leave at a certain time, leave at a certain time. But yeah, I'll never forget that guy, ever, for my entire life. And it was so cool, man. And did I walk out of there with a mug? No, I did not. But man, the experience I had, the memory I'm taking with me is going to last me a lifetime.
All right, now in town, in here in Las Vegas, we've got a really good selection of tiki bars.
Ooh.
You might anger some folks by this, but
I
I'm
don't even like
gonna,
answering this question anymore.
I'm gonna ask a bold statement. Favorite Las Vegas tiki bar?
Frankie's.
Also Frankie's.
Frankie's. Okay.
I just like the drinks. I love their drinks. I love their bartenders. They're all super kind and awesome and fun. I like the bartenders. I like the dark hole in the wall, smoky, mysterious place.
Yeah, I mean, you never know who you're going to run into. You could pick a fight with an entire women's roller derby team. I mean, you just never know what's going to happen to that place, and I do enjoy it.
That
It's
actually
quaint,
did happen.
It's fall. It's fun. Gotta have merch, man. I'm not gonna sell it, but I want to make it. I want people to come here and leave with something that reminds them of their time that they spent with us, like when I was at your house.
Like smoking.
Well, and people have always told me, it's like, wait a minute, you have merch for your own home bar.
Right.
And it's like, why do you have that? I'm like, why wouldn't you have that?
Right.
I mean, that's half the thing is, it's like making merch for your own home bar.
Yeah.
And it's just something to share with friends. Just like visiting a tiki bar, I think, in a different city, a different state, and something like that, and you get the mug or whatever, and the menu or something, or the matchbook, from there, and it's a memory.
Or Swizzles. Swizzles is the easiest one.
Yeah.
But, we were at Trader Sam's, and you were always looking for one book,
Yeah.
and we find it in the most off-the-wall place, and now it's in our tiki bar. So,
Yeah, we were actually in London,
Mhm.
and Michael come running from one store to the next because he was in the bookstore and I was in some little antique shop. And he goes, I found your book, I found your book. And we were in London, and it's Eating People is Wrong. And this was a book that I saw at Trader Sam's. And like the first time I saw it, I just knew I wanted it. I don't know, maybe because I know that it's Insensitive? I don't know.
Eating people is wrong. I mean, you know.
But it's actually not insensitive. It's the opposite
Is it
because
wrong?
it's actually saying
Is
that
it
it's wrong to
wrong?
eat people.
I think the Donner Party would disagree. You know, it might be necessary. You know,
Necessary.
Yeah,
Necessary.
I mean, necessary.
Is it necessary to drink my own urine?
No, but it's sterile and I like the taste.
Are you sure that this is completely necessary?
Necessary? Is it necessary for me to drink my own urine?
Probably not.
No, but I do it anyway because it's sterile and I like the taste.
Okay.
But no, yeah, I like the fact. So we've got all this space, and the
Yeah.
next step is just to travel and see everybody else's
Right.
awesome ideas and figure out how to incorporate it into ours and giving them credit for it.
And we like-
Imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
Right, that's what I was about to say. We like to try and be as original as possible, but obviously we're going to steal ideas from other tiki bars that we love around the world. And you know, we're trying to get our way around everywhere. Our favorite so far has been, well, my favorite was Trader Vic's in London. So I want to go to the far, far away ones.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think that's one thing that, like, you know, so many times recently, Tiki Tom Tom came out with that Polynesiacs
Yeah.
book. And as you thumb through it, you're like, oh my gosh, this bar's so cool, or this bar's so cool. But at the end of the day, your bar is your bar, you know, and it's what you make it and what makes you feel good. And I think people that, you know, maybe you get that little bit of jealousy of what other people have done, but I think at the end of the day, you have to kind of come back. It's like, wait a minute, I love my bar because it
Yeah.
has my stuff in it.
Yeah.
It's
You
my
know.
special little space.
Yeah.
Or big space in our case.
Yeah.
You know, because it's gone from the living room to the dining room to the booth to the other living room to the backyard to the front yard.
And if I really had my way, I'm going to give a huge shout out to Tiki Vado because we have a detached garage, and going into his detached garage makes me want to turn my entire detached garage into just my own tiki bar. And where we live in Las Vegas, nobody will care. It'll be cool. So follow us on Instagram. Maybe someday you can come and pay homage to Tiki Vato.
At Enchanted Cookie Room.
Yes, let's put it across, zoop, and it'll slide across here at the bottom. And, well, no, that sounds good. All right, guys. Well, I think let's go ahead and wrap things up then. We really appreciate you guys inviting us in today and sharing this wonderful space with the world and with YouTube and stuff. And again, like, if they want to get a hold of you and send information regarding the wallpaper, the
Gotta have the wallpaper, man.
Mike's got to have the wallpaper. So we'll make sure we put that down for you guys. But again, I want to thank everybody for watching. If you've gotten this far, please like and subscribe below. And we're going to be visiting more unique home bars here around Las Vegas and other unique people that we know about town and stuff, and just talking with them and visiting around. So please do that, and helps grow the channel. So again, here from the Enchanted
Klinki
Klinki room in Las Vegas, Nevada, I'm Vegas Jimmy, and thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time off the beaten path. Mahalo.
Mahalo.